Hello there, very good evening and a warm welcome to the news live on Rupavahini Channel I. I'm Shra Mascrenius.
Good evening, I'm Clifford Richards. First of all, we take a look at the headlines.
The President instructs to strengthen Samurdhi as a program to empower the poor people. It has been revealed that Pujit Jayasundara, who had not attended National Security Council meetings since 2018, was present at such a meeting only after the Easter attack. Committee report on the power breakdown has been handed over to the minister in charge. Karu Jayasuriya prepares to take over the UNP leadership. Thalatha, Pujit and Udayanga have been presented before the Commission inquiring into political victimization. The new Manning market is to be declared open prior to November 17th. The highest number of corona-infected patients in the past 24 hours has been reported from India.
Now for those and other stories in detail, starting off with local news. President Gotabaya Rajapaksa has instructed officials today to develop the Samurdhi program to empower the low-income earners without causing it a burden to the country. The President made these remarks at a special meeting to discuss on the future plans of the State Ministry of Samurdhi Economic, Microfinance, Self-Employment, Project Development and Harnessing of State Resources for Development at the President's office. The President has further pointed out that poverty and social inequality could be minimized through paving new economic avenues for low-income earners. Therefore, the President has also reiterated the importance to give priority to elimination of poverty in implementing the Samurdhi program. The aim should be to increase income of every family, development of rural economy, strengthening of people-oriented economy. The government annually spends a sum of 50 billion rupees for Samurdhi benefits. The President has stressed that this money should be an investment to the country. He has also pointed out that plans should be formulated to liberate the Samurdhi recipients from the relief mentality and to turn them into micro-entrepreneurs. The President further said that the regularization is essential to grant relief through microcredit schemes. An important task of microfinancial institutions is to understand the financial feasibility. The President has also clarified on the need to introduce concessionary programs through banks for the people who have faced challenging situations such as COVID-19 to enhance their economic condition. Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapaksa has pointed out that the need to identify the genuine groups of Samurdhi recipients. He has also pointed out that the microfinancial credit has become a problem and that the procedure should have to be regularized through a Credit Regularization Authority Act or through any other act. Basil Rajapaksa said on this occasion that land rights of the people is a basic expectation of President Rajapaksa. He added that the resolution of land rights of the people should commence immediately in order to fulfill the aspirations of the President. The President further said at the discussion that the strengthening of domestic economy should be carried out expeditiously by cultivating coconut, mango and jack plants. Attention has also been focused on the acquisition of lands of the Department of Wildlife and Forest Conservation by the Divisional Secretariat Division officers and to hand them over to the people. The President said that they hope to cover a large amount of work, including increasing of income of each family to strengthen people-oriented economy, to increase self-employment opportunities and to propagate rural industries. The President also said that by the year 2015, they were able to strengthen the program. However, the projects were directed in a different direction during the last few years.
And continuing with more local stories, the Department of Prisons says that it has been able to uncover 19 mobile phones buried in the premises of the Colombo Remand Prison. Commissioner General of Prisons Tushar Upuldenius said that these items were recovered in a special search operation carried out this morning through information received by the Superintendent of the Remand Prison. Commissioner General of Prisons says that the mobile phones were hidden in a plastic container dug 3 feet underground in a section where detainees are located. In addition to the telephones, several batteries and chargers have also been found. Meanwhile, Defence Secretary and retired Major General Kamal Gunaratne says that the government is engaged in all efforts to create a Sri Lanka devoid of organised criminal gangs. Defence Secretary says that they have deployed security of the Special Task Force at the highly protected prisons at Angudukola Palace and Musa. It has been reported that many acts of irregularities are being committed via gates at night. All gates have been subjected to security of the STF with effect from today.
ඒක නිසා අපි අද ඉඳන් වැලිකඩ බන්ධනාගාරයේ සමූහයේ ගේට්ටු ඒ කියන්නේ දොරටු සියල්ලම අපි විශේෂ කාර්ය බලකායට බාර දෙනවා. ඒ අය තමයි ඒ ගේට්ටු පාලනය කරන්නේ. මේ රට ගිය විදියට තව අවුරුදු 4ක් 5ක් ගියා නම් මම කලිනුත් කියලා තියෙනවා කිසිම කෙනෙකුට පාරේ බහැලා යන්න බැරි තත්වයක්. ඒ කියන්නේ අර සෝමාලියාව වගේ තත්වයක් ඇති වෙන්න තිබුණා මේ රටේ. නමුත් අපි දැන් ඒක නිසි ක්‍රමවේදයක් අනුගමනය කළා. පොලිසිය, හමුදා, විශේෂ කාර්යක බලකාය මේ හැම දෙයක්ම අපි එකතු කළා. ඒකට බන්ධනාගාරයක් සම්බන්ධ කරලා අපි විශේෂ වැඩපිළිවෙලක් ක්‍රියාත්මක කරලා තියෙනවා. මේකට යම්කිසි කාලයක් ගත වෙනවා. නමුත් දැනටමත් රටේ ජනතාවට මේකේ ප්‍රතිඵල බලා ගන්න පුළුවන් වෙලා තියෙනවා. ඉතාමත්ම තද බල අධිෂ්ඨානයක ඉන්නවා අපිට මේක කරන්න පුළුවන් කියලා. ඒ වගේම අපි මේක කරනවයි කියලා. මේ කුඩු දුරෙන් මිදිලා සංවිධානාත්මක අපරාධ නැති වෙලා කප්පන් ගැනීම නැති වෙලා ඕනෑම කෙනෙකුට බයක් නැතුව තනියම පාර යන්න පුළුවන් පරිසරයක් අපි උදා කරනවා.
Meanwhile, the Paliguda Police Criminal Investigation Division has been successful in apprehending a stock of narcotics and cash along with 4 racketeers in a raid carried out in Vanavasal in Kalaniya. The police said that they were able to arrest the suspects while carrying drugs in 2 3-wheelers last night. It has been possible to arrest the suspects through information recovered from a person arrested in Vanavasala. 110 grams of heroin, cash amounting to 154,000 rupees, 6 mobile phones, an electronic balance, 2 3-wheelers and several bank documents were apprehended by the police. In another operation conducted by the Veyangoda police last night, a T-56 weapon, a magazine with 30 live bullets, 2 army uniforms and a sword were recovered. The police say that these items were hidden in the backyard of a house in Kumbal Olua in Veyangoda. On a tip-off received by the Epavala police station, it has been possible to arrest a person connected to several homicides and to recover a pistol and a sharp instrument. The firearm was detected upon searching of the motor car in which the suspect was arrived at Adirinagama junction in Epavala. The police adds that the suspect had been identified as Ranasingara Chilage Ashoka alias Pas Asoka, a resident of Gonahena Kadawata. The police further say that the suspect is wanted by the police over several criminal acts and that many court cases have been filed against him.
Now, former Director of State Intelligence Service Nilantha Jayawardena, testifying before the Presidential Commission today, said that former IGP Pujit Jayasundara, who had not attended any meeting of the National Defence Council since October of 2018, had participated in such a meeting only after the day of the Easter Sunday terror attack. The former State Intelligence Director, giving evidence for the 17th day before the Commission, further said that prior to the Easter attacks, the National Defence Council meeting were not conducted in a proper manner. However, after the attacks, the Council meetings had been conducted on a daily basis. The Additional Solicitor General, interrogating the witness before the Presidential Commission inquiring into the Easter Sunday terror attack, has inquired when the National Defence Council meeting was convened for the first time after the Easter Sunday terror attack. Witness Nilantha Jayawardena has responded, saying that it was conducted in the afternoon on the 22nd of April 2019 under the leadership of the then President Maithripala Sirisena. The then President Secretary, the then Defence Secretary Hemasiri Fernando, and former Intelligence Chief Cicera Mendes, as well as Chief of Defence Staff and Director of Army Intelligence and Commanders-in-Chief of the 3 armed forces were also present at the meeting. The witness also said that former IGP Pujit Jayasundara had attended the meeting for the first time since October 2018. At this instance, the judge presiding over the Presidential Commission has inquired whether the then Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe and then State Minister of Defence Ruwan Wijewardena had attended the meetings. Nilantha Jayawardena in response has stated that a large group had attended the Defence Council meeting and that he is unable to recollect whether former President Ranil Wickremesinghe or former State Minister Ruwan Wijewardena were present at the meetings. He added that although the Defence Council meetings were not conducted appropriately prior to the terror attack, they were conducted on a daily basis after the attacks. Member of the Presidential Commission and judge of the Court of Appeal has inquired the witness whether he had been subjected to criticism by anybody after the Easter Sunday terror attack. He has replied saying that some people still continue to criticize him in this connection. At this instant, the judge of the Court of Appeal has inquired once again from the witness whether he was accused by any person at the National Security Council meeting held after the day of the attack. The witness responded saying that he did not remain at the meeting until its conclusion. He added that he presented his case prior to the meeting. He added that since the year 2018, until the day of the Easter attack, he had submitted all relevant reports to the National Security Council. He added that nobody had accused him regarding the reports. Then the judge has inquired whether the president had accused him. In reply, he added that then President Maithripala Sirisena had not blamed him. Jayawardena further said that then President had only inquired him whether he was not aware of the situation. Jayawardena replied that he told President that he tried to contact him. At this instance, the Additional Solicitor General has inquired whether the State Intelligence Service had forwarded letters to the Defence Secretary, the National Intelligence Chief and the IGP stating that the Easter attack was conducted by IS group and that they were preparing for the second attack. Jayawardena has also clarified on the fact that the IS organization had not accepted the responsibility on the attack at the time of the attack. This was due to the fact that the terrorists headed by Zahran Hashim, who had organized a series of suicide attacks, were not notified regarding the acknowledgement of IS organization as their parent organization. However, after the attack of a follower, Zahran Hashim, named Zahran Fastur Rahman of Matale, has told the IS-friendly Amak News Service that the suicide bombers headed by Zahran Hashim had forwarded a video and a letter swearing themselves as suicide bombers and followers of IS terrorists. He added that thereafter the IS organization had accepted the responsibility of the attack. Jayawardena further said that he notified in his letter that friends of Zahran Hashim and other suicide terrorists would launch the second attack and that the attack would be led by another of Zahran Hashim known by the name of Jal al-Kital. He has also stated that targets of these attacks could be hospitals, shopping complexes and supermarkets. Jayawardena also told the Commission that probable targets also included police stations and the Indian High Commissioner.
President of the Sri Lanka Podujana Peramuna, Minister Professor G.L. Peres reiterates that the 19th Amendment has posed many problems for the stability of the country. He stressed at a media briefing in Colombo today that the 19th Amendment should be abolished immediately. President of the Sri Lanka Podujana Peramuna, Minister Professor G.L. Peres reiterates that the 19th Amendment is the biggest obstacle for the economy, security and the democracy. He further said that the NGO clique says that we are unable to live without the 19th Amendment. Their argument is that a suitable person should be appointed to the suitable position. The minister said that this is a total fallacy. He further said that they tried to appoint a person friendly to themselves as the IGP. However, the one who was appointed was not the most senior officer. The most senior officer was S.M. Wickramasinghe. Pujit Jayasundara was appointed in his place. The biggest accusation is the Easter Sunday attack that was launched and that was against Pujit Jayasundara. However, the president has no power to remove the IGP. And moving on, the State Minister Dr. Nalaka Godahewa says that the floating market complex in Fort Colombo will be modernized in a manner to attract foreign and local tourists. He made these remarks while engaged in an observation tour at the market complex this morning. Well, the floating market complex at Bastion Mawata in Peta was declared open to the general public on the 25th of August 2014. The project had got underway through the guidance of the present President Gotabaya Rajapaksa, who was then the Secretary to the Ministry of State, Defence and Urban Development. One of the objectives of this program was to enhance the entrepreneur status of 90 pavement hawkers by providing them with methodically constructed stalls at the market complex. Another significant target has been to enhance the beauty of the city of Colombo. However, maintenance at the floating market complex was not carried out appropriately in the past 4.5 years. As a result, businessmen were compelled to close down their shops. In addition, many environmental hazards have also arisen due to the polluting of the waters of the Beira Lake, where the floating market complex is located. By taking into consideration the factors, the President and the Prime Minister have instructed the Urban Development Authority to remodel the floating market complex in an attractive manner. Secretary of the Ministry of Urban Development and Housing, Sirinimal Pereira, and others have accompanied the State Minister in the tour.
Karo Jayasuriya says that he is prepared to take over the responsibility to lead the United National Party by taking into consideration of the present chaotic situation in the country. He further says that he has arrived at this decision in response to request of many sections of the party. In a media communique issued by Karo Jayasuriya, he has stated that he has informed the party seniors that he is prepared to hand over party leadership. Many sources affiliated to the party says that this is the final instance to prevent the UNP falling into a zero condition. Karo Jayasuriya expresses hope that the party could be resuscitated through timely and speedy reforms program. Karo Jayasuriya has obtained UNP membership on an invitation extended by Ranil Wickremesinghe, who became the party leader in 1994. Mr. Jayasuriya had functioned at one time as the president of the party. According to the media communique, his experiences as a deputy leader and chairman of the Leadership Council would become helpful for the progress of the party. Meanwhile, UNP National List MP candidate Professor Prasanna Pereira says that only Karo Jayasuriya is able to lead the party towards a systematic victory. Yoshida Rajapaksa has filed a letter of demand against the environmentalist Sajiva Chamikara, seeking a compensation of 500 million rupees. It has been submitted over an incident of causing false and unfounded accusations against him regarding himself owning a large-scale hotel in the vicinity of the Singharaja Protectorate. Environmentalist Sajiva Chamikara has stated at a media discussion on the 19th of this month that there is a hotel belonging to Yoshida Rajapaksa along the Singharaja forest and that a road is being built across the Singharaja to reach his hotel. Yoshida Rajapaksa says that there is absolutely no truth in these accusations. As a result, he is demanding a compensation amounting to 500 million rupees for the damages caused to his character through these statements. He also demanded Chamikara to acknowledge the fact that there is no truth whatsoever in the statement and to make an apology, and also to revoke any news items in this connection published in media institutions, social media and websites. A request has also been made for the environmentalist to issue a media communique stating that there is no truth in the allegations and that he will not make against such unfounded accusations. The letter of demand requests to hand over the compensation of 500 million rupees within 7 days. The relevant letter of demand was forwarded to Sajiva Chamikara today through a client firm of attorney at law. The number of fully cured COVID-19 patients has increased to 2,811. Only 136 patients are continuously receiving treatment. 6 COVID-19 patients were reported from the island today as well. 2 of them were those who arrived from the United Arab Emirates. The other patients, including Indian national who came from Egypt, and 3 persons who arrived from Indonesia, Singapore and Maldives. 629 patients have been identified at Kandakadu Treatment and Rehabilitation Center. Out of this number, 602 patients have been fully cured. As a percentage, this is 95.7. Only 27 patients are receiving treatment at this center. The percentage of fully cured patients is 94.99. The percentage of patients continuously receiving treatment is 4.59, and 2,690 PCR tests were conducted yesterday. The total number of PCR tests conducted stands at 283,097. Another group of stranded Sri Lankans numbering 260 have returned to the island last night today. Our correspondent says that 174 persons have returned from Bahrain, 21 from Doha, Qatar, and 65 from Ahmedabad from India. All of them were subjected to PCR tests at the Katnaike airport itself. Thereafter, they were directed for quarantine. A program is underway to grant relief to those returning from overseas to the Anuradhapura district by the Australian government and the International Organisation of Migrants. Distribution of dried fruits and sanitary items to 200 such families has taken place at the Anuradhapura district secretariat today.
ඉතින් කොවිඩ් පිටරටවල තිබෙන හින්දා මේ රටෙන් සම්පූර්ණ තුරන් කරා කියන වචනේ කිසිසේත් කීමට හැකියාවක් නැහැ. මන්ද මේ වන විටත් ශ්‍රී ලංකා රජය විසින් විශාල මෙහෙයුමක යෙදෙනවා පිටරටවල වල ජීවත් වෙන ශ්‍රී ලාංකිකයන් රටට රැගෙන ඒමට. ඒ රැගෙන එන අවස්ථාවලදී සෑම දිනෙදීම කොවිඩ් ආසාදිතයන් සොයාගනු ලැබුවා. දැන් ශ්‍රී ලංකාවේ කොවිඩ් නෙමෙයි මේවා පිටරට කොවිඩ්. කියව යුතුම කාරණේ තමයි අපි රටක් වශයෙන් රටේ මේ ආණ්ඩුව කොවිඩ් කියලා ශ්‍රී ලාංකිකයන් ගෙන්නන එක නවත්තලා නැහැ. ඒක සමහර කට්ටිය උදවා දක්වන්න උත්සාහ කරන නවත්තලා කියලා කිසිසේත් නවත්තන්න බලාපොරොත්තුකුත් නැහැ. නමුත් ශ්‍රී ලාංකිකයන්ට වෙනවා තවදුරටත් ඉතාමත් පරිස්සමෙන් ජීවත් වෙන්න.
Well, that's the local update of the COVID-19, and now we are moving on to a special global update of COVID-19. Well, globally, the pandemic has claimed more than 800,000 lives, data from Reuters shows, with increasing fatalities driven by the United States, Brazil and India.
The global death toll from COVID-19 has passed 800,000, according to a Reuters tally, with the increase being driven by the United States, Brazil and India. In the US, fatalities passed 170,000 on Sunday, the highest in the world. And while the number of new cases is down from a peak in July, the country is still seeing over 360,000 new cases per week. India, which is only the third country after the US and Brazil to report over 2 million cases, saw deaths top 50,000 last week. It has a relatively low case fatality rate at 1.9% compared to a global average of 3.5%, though that may be due to underreporting. Brazil and the United States have rates of around 3%, and health experts have raised the alarm that neither have a coordinated plan to fight the pandemic, as many officials focus on reopening schools and businesses, something that will likely worsen the outbreak. Several countries are also witnessing new surges in cases of the coronavirus. On Sunday, South Korea reported its highest daily rise in cases since March, with the spread attributed to a Seoul church run by a right-wing preacher and from political demonstrations that its members had attended. Australia recorded a further 17 coronavirus deaths on Sunday as it battles a second wave of infections, centred on the state of Victoria. Globally, according to Reuters calculations, the pandemic is killing nearly 5,900 people every day, equating to 246 per hour, or one person every 15 seconds.
Meanwhile, the U.S. Food and Drug Administration yesterday said it authorized the use of blood plasma from patients who have recovered from COVID-19 as a treatment for the disease, a day after President Donald Trump blamed the agency for impeding the rollout of coronavirus vaccines and therapeutics for political reasons.
Today, I'm pleased to make a truly historic announcement in our battle against the China virus that will save countless lives. The FDA has issued an emergency use authorization, and that's such a powerful term, emergency use authorization for a treatment known as convalescent plasma. This is a powerful therapy that transfuses very, very strong antibodies from the blood of recovered patients to help treat patients battling a current infection. It's had an incredible rate of success. Today's action will dramatically expand access to this treatment. Donated.
And coming back home, Minister of Mass Media, Kehelia Ramakwela, says that the commissions brought forward by the government of good governance have never been independent. He added that therefore it is hoped to preserve their sovereignty through amendments to be implemented in the future. The minister further points out that the Constitutional Council, which had appointed the commissions, was comprised of 7 members of good governance team out of a total number of 10 members. He adds that the questions have arisen regarding the 3 non-good governance members who were civil activists. Minister Kehelia Ramakwela has made these remarks participating in several meetings in Harispattu held in connection with extending gratitude to the people who have extended their support for his victory at the recently concluded general election. The minister also said that the quorum of the Elections Commission, consisting of 3 members, was made at 3. Such a situation does not prevail in any country in the world. Minister Ramakwela added that the so-called independent institutions had violated even the basic tenets of agreements. Therefore, he further said that it would take some time to rectify these shortcomings. He also said that factors including the Right to Information Act, restriction of presidential period of administration to 5 years, restriction of contesting the presidential election for not more than 2 occasions will be included in the 20th Amendment. The people have given a 2/3 mandate to the present government in order to draft a constitution suited to the needs of the country. The media minister also said that the 19th Amendment had been a serious impediment to the progress of the country. It had to bear the harmful repercussions of these revisions in the recent past. He also said that the 13th Amendment was revised within a week. As a result, there may be discrepancies in these amendments. The minister also said that further discussions should have been carried out in this regard. The minister also said at the meeting that he considers as racist the statements made by Vigneshwaran and Gajendra Ponnambalam. He added that he condemns these statements as they were strong attacks launched against national unity.
The Presidential Commission inquiring into political victimization of the previous government have issued summons today naming former Minister Rajitha Senaratne and then parliamentarian Heshu Bithanage as respondents. This has been done according to a complaint filed by the former Director of Customs Jagat P. Vijayveera. Former Supreme Court Judge and the Chairman of the Commission Upali Aberatne has ordered the respondents to appear before the courts on the 3rd of next month. Former Minister Thalatha Korala and former IGP Pujit Vijay Sundara have also appeared before the Commission today. They have been respondents to a complaint filed by Emil Ranjana Lamaheva regarding an incident that had taken place at the Vatican prisons in 2012. Former Sri Lankan ambassador to Russia Udayanga Veeratunga have also appeared before the Commission today. He had filed a complaint before the Commission regarding acts of political victimization by the government of good governance.
A set of special equipment to test whether prison inmates have taken narcotics were presented to the Prisons Department. The equipment were handed over to the Commissioner General of Prisons Tushara Upuldeniya by a private institute.
A letter has been handed over to the Election Commission requesting to withdraw the appointment of the disappeared Venerable Vimalade Sathera to the National MP position of the Ape Janabala Pakshaya by its President Saman Pereira. Pereira has expressed opinion in this connection to the media when he arrived to meet the Chairman of Election Commission today.
Creativity in the midst of devastation, and with that we end tonight's news. Do enjoy the rest of the program. Take care and good night.